Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Alex of Coyote Star Astrology, and this is my video for the new moon in Capricorn coming in on January 2nd, 2022, which is a Sunday here in California. However, please adjust for your current location on the planet as that time and date may change. Here on Pacific Standard Time, we're going to be looking at this new moon coming in at 10:33 a.m. And it's a new year and a new moon, which is kind of nice, as new moons do represent new beginnings. 2022 and the astrology for 2022 is absolutely off the charts exciting and profound. I actually finally sat down and went through next year month by month, and I was practically jumping out of my chair. I cannot even believe some of the aspects that we will be moving our way through next year. It's really something. I may get into that a little bit towards the end of this video. I think that could be kind of fun. But yeah, so we've got this new moon to start out the new year. But even though new moons are new beginnings, this one in particular to me feels a bit like pushing through granite. It's still a new beginning, but it's always interesting when we have a retrograde planet, in this case Venus here at 22 degrees Capricorn, in conjunction with a new moon, because those are kind of polarizing energies there. A new moon represents a fresh start or a seed planted, while a retrograde planet represents revision and slowing down. So when we have the two combined, they're sort of fusing energies. So what this tells me is that the 2nd of January may represent a step or a highlight or a small step forward in an unfolding process that is occurring as a result of this Venus retrograde. There is a tremendous amount of Capricorn in the chart right now. Sun and moon here for the new moon, and then we've got Venus and Pluto. And so things have slowed down. And because there is a retrograde happening in Capricorn, they have slowed down to an agonizing crawl. And Capricorn, this very grounded earth energy, it's heavy, and Capricorn is about pushing and work, putting in the hours, having to try hard, trying to succeed at something. So, of course, it's going to be helpful to look at where Capricorn is in your chart, because this is where she is doing her little journey of quality control through your chart. And Venus will go direct January 29th. So we're in the journey for the next month, that's for sure. So big leaps forward or solutions regarding retrograde themes won't be seen until then. However, we have this lovely little new moon planted right in the middle that does suggest, perhaps based on the reflections we've had for the first part of the retrograde, that we can make some kind of forward movement or intention involving currently unfolding, potentially challenging themes. The reason I say challenging is when we look at the new moon's ruler, which of course is Saturn. Saturn rules Capricorn. What I like about this is that Saturn is in harmonious sextile to Mars. And Mars, of course, rules our vitality and our energy and our belief that we can move forward, our passion, our drive. So having Saturn in agreement with this planet is a good thing because it does suggest forward movement. However, something I've learned over the years of going through my own transits is that even positive Saturn transits tend to mean pushing or hard work. It's just more beneficial if he's in a sextile rather than a square. If he's squaring one of your planets, he's going to really put you in a hard time. But when he's in a sextile, this suggests that Saturn is with you, he's working with you, but you're going to have to work for it. So that's what this chart kind of tells me, is that the sextile to Mars does indicate forward movement, but it's not exactly easy. Mars is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is about higher learning, it's about exploring, and it's about getting to the truth of a matter. This sextile has been going on for the last week. So over the last week, we may have received an opening of information that we may not have had before. Again, potentially not the easiest of situations going on out there, but this may have helped lead us to the forward steps that this new moon wants to make. So Venus retrograde, of course, brings into our awareness relationships. Venus rules relationships. So if any of you are going through relationship struggles or relationship revisions or contemplation, I would definitely look to this new moon as a moment where there could be a fresh start or an ability to take a step forward in some way. However, of course, waiting until the end of the retrograde and the weeks following for those themes to resolve. Outside of relationships, Venus in Capricorn rules career and, of course, finances. So anything with career, same thing. New moon could be a step in the right direction, but we've got to be patient. Capricorn is all about patience. And a retrograde in Capricorn, like I said, it slows things down, and it really requires commitment, patience, responsibility, carefully considering things before we move ahead, and before these energies pick up speed. The other aspect that Saturn is making is, of course, this ongoing square with Uranus. We've been talking about that for a long time. We've been talking about how difficult that has made the entire year of 2021 because of this destabilizing effect of Uranus and likewise Saturn halting the change that Uranus desperately wants to make. Uranus will move forward, finally direct, on January 18th. So just about a week or so in front of the retrograde going direct, we'll have Uranus go direct. So January is going to start to get moving, and then in February, what I really like, if we move forward, starting out in February, Mars will have caught up to Venus, which will still be at 12 degrees, just 1 degree away from where she started her pre-shadow. And as we go through February, watch the two of them travel together. And they do so for quite a while through Capricorn and then even into Aquarius. But what I'm interested in is this Capricorn time when Venus and Mars travel together. Why? Because Venus will be finishing her post-shadow retrograde, closing out the themes and finally getting everything off the ground that we wanted to during the retrograde. Mars, which represents forward movement and vitality and energy, is going to uplift her. So what it looks like to me is that, this December and January, because of those drawback energies of the retrograde, it's a little bit frustrating. It's like pushing through granite, exactly what I was saying before. Saturn is helping, which is good. So that suggests that we can really make powerful strides ahead, but it's really going to be this time all the way through February that those things start to really, really launch. She'll go direct on the 29th, and then Mars will come in and help her the rest of the way. So until then, it's just patience, looking for solutions, looking at ways that life could be better. I said in one of my other videos, Capricorn is all about work smarter, not harder. Good decision making in our relationships, good decision making in our career and finances. But it's definitely about going slow. So I told you that I would tell you a little bit about 2022. I know that a lot of people want to hear about that year, and honestly, I'll probably do a video just on that. I'm actually going to be doing one next month in January with the Leo King. So stay tuned. I will be telling you guys where you can tune into that. But I did want to talk about, maybe we'll talk about two of the transits that I think are just like super profound and interesting. So first things first, we will have the nodes switch finally out of Sagittarius and Gemini, where they've been for the last year and a half, 18 months or so. And that will happen on January 18th, the same day that Uranus goes direct. That'll be an interesting day. Mark January 18th in your calendars. So what does this mean? Well, we know that the nodes, the south node and the north node, the dragon's tail and the dragon's head represent collective evolutionary growth processes. The south node represents collective karma that is being brought up to be transmuted, while the north node represents reaching for this new evolutionary lesson and new growth. Over the last 18 months, having the South Node in Sagittarius, which represents belief systems, and the North Node in Gemini representing new information and media, we saw that play out in a big way over the last 18 months. How many people, and potentially even yourself, over the last 18 months had to go through an evolutionary growth process around your beliefs? I'm pretty sure we all have. This is now going to be switching to Scorpio South Node, North Node in Taurus as of January 18th. And we will have those nodes for a while. Now, you guys know that I have a Scorpio stellium. I love Scorpio. Part of me is really excited to have the nodes switch to this archetype because I just understand it so well. I love it so deeply, and I'm excited to talk about it for a long time. That being said, I would be lying if there wasn't a bit of a side eye given to the South Node, because we know that Scorpio deals with the deep, deep, dark stuff, right? Scorpio is death, rebirth, transformation, change, and shadow work. Scorpio is where we dive to the depths and bring up the deepest parts of ourselves for transformation. So what does this mean? As a collective, we're going to be diving deep together and also potentially seeing themes of death and rebirth played out on the stage of the world. This is one of several aspects and signatures in next year's astrology that has had myself and plenty of other astrologers a little bit concerned around anything experimenting with health on a mass scale. Because Scorpio rules death. Scorpio is a clearance. It also rules secrets. So my guess is the South Node's journey through Scorpio will be a lot of skeletons dragged out of the closet. And I'm sure we can all, or most of us at this point who listen to me on this channel, we can guess what some of those might be. So that is going to start in January. Now, Scorpio also rules banks and economy, etc. And the Pluto return of America will be hitting 12 o'clock midnight climax on February 22nd, 2022. So economic changes are pretty much a given with these nodes in mind. Now, the good news is that the North Node is in Taurus, and Taurus is about building a better life, building a life based on new values. It's about the earth, it's about food, it's about how we treat our body, it's about self-love. So, going through the Scorpio South Node healing will be a transformation that brings the collective more into the North Node in Taurus, which is one thing that I'm really, really excited about. This has beautiful implications for new ways of looking at finance and currency, potentially cryptocurrency, etc. Things like this. That being said, like anything in astrology, a journey through a sign has its phases. And typically when the nodes first enter a sign, we're dealing with the less evolved part of that journey. And this makes sense, right? Over time, we learn, we do the shadow work, we come into the North Node. So the end of the journey of South Node Scorpio, North Node Taurus into 2023 is likely to bring in more of the North Node Taurus stuff in sort of its full expression. My guess is that the first year of 2022 will be more of the scorpionic energies. And so that brings me to the next fun little peek into 2022. And this is one of the transits that had me leaping out of my seat. I want to show you. Oh my God, I'm so excited about it. I don't know how you couldn't be. Uranus, starting in June, July. Look at that. Uranus will come to conjunct the North Node. Let's see when that happens exactly. It's going to happen in July. Right there. Oh my gosh, with Mars. Look at that, you guys. All right. Remember this time, July 29th, and then when Mars comes, oof, man, remember those days, July 31st and August 1st. Why I'm excited about this? Well, when we have planets at the North Node, they pull us into the North Node energies, but make no mistake, they also bring up the South Node energies to be transmuted. So depending on the planet, that's going to influence the way that happens. And Uranus is an intense planet. Uranus is quaking, unprecedented, unexpected, massive, explosive events that completely change the timeline. But Uranus is also higher intelligence, and Uranus delivers the lightning bolts at the exact time that they need to be delivered to get the message, the higher quantum message, to planet Earth. And Mars makes it a little bit aggressive and just adds to the intensity and the speed of this happening. So that moment is sure to be a quantum leap for all of us. And of course, wanting to look at where the nodes are going to be at that point in the chart. Where is 18 degrees Taurus for you? Where is 18 degrees Scorpio? But then, as if that wasn't exciting enough, if we click ahead by the month, watch Uranus and the North Node. Uranus goes retrograde, and the two travel together all the way until frickin' January, you guys. Well, actually, they start to move apart in February, and finally we get some space. So, I don't even really know how to say this. As an astrologer, seeing the North Node travel with the planet Uranus for more than half a year, all I can say is none of us are going to be the same after next year. And I mean that in a good way. I really, really do. This is why we come here, right? Like, this is Earth school. It's not easy, but this is why we come. We come to do our nodal journey. And if any of you have had a reading with me, you know that I build the entire foundation of my readings off of the South Node and the North Node, because yes, the rest of the chart is important, but if you want to know the theme of your life and the reasons that things have happened to you in your past and your traumas and your baggage and all that stuff and the patterns that keep on cycling, look no further than your South Node. And if you want to know about your purpose and your soul's mission and that inner calling that you've had your entire life, look no further than your North Node. So when we go to the collective and we understand that the collective is going to be diving deep to bring all of this stuff up at the same time that America does the same thing, I mean, this is going to be change on such a massive scale, spiritually, emotionally, the way that we look at money, the way that we deal with our own shadow. I mean, it's going to be so healing. But yes, potentially really intense to witness because of that Scorpio South Node energy. So I'm not going to go too much deeper. I wanted to give you guys that little glimpse because I'm so excited to talk about it. Coming back to the new moon, just to kind of sum it up, yes, it's a new moon, beautifully placed at the beginning of a new year. I love that. But don't be surprised if you feel like you are putting one foot in front of the other, but damn, it's not the easiest thing you've ever done right now. For a lot of us, unless this is making like beautiful aspects to your chart. But with Saturn sextile Mars in Sag, and this has been happening all this last week, I'm getting this video out a little bit early for you guys. So it's happening actually right now as I put this video out. Saturn sextile Mars tells me that if you look for it, there are some opportunities and new ways of approaching any challenge that you might be facing. But you've got to do the Sag thing. You've got to look for it. Sag is the archer. It puts its arrow to the stars. It's searching and being brave enough to search and being willing to expand your wisdom. But it's there. There is that opportunity in the chart right now, even though the Capricorn has it feeling a little bit dense. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. And if you would like to reach out to me for a reading, you're more than welcome to do so. I'm putting my website up there on the screen, coyotestarastrology.com. You can reach out to me for readings there. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, I am there at Earth2Coyote. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my channel, and Happy New Year. The next time I speak with you, it will be 2022. All right, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.